pretty much like I expected, to be honest. So yeah, like I've been saying for a while now, we're taking a look at Spymate, one of Robert Vince's last originally directed films before devoting all of his time and effort into the Air Buddies series. Prior to this film, he made 3 films in his Most Valuable Primate series, Air Bud 7th Inning, and Chestnut, Hero of Central Park? Well, they all sound like they could follow the same damn formula as the Buddies films, including this one. But hey, at least I only have 3 more of his monkey films to go through instead of a whole buttload of, oh, are you kidding me? Let's just get this over with. Can we at least make this funny? We open somewhere in the Middle East, where we see somebody in robes walking through the desert with no camel. And of course, it's none other than our star monkey. Minky, as he's called, is not played by any actor in a suit, but an actual chimpanzee named Louie. And surprisingly, he does do a lot of his own stunts. Something that not even Ed could do right. So why is there a chimp in the middle of the Arabian desert? Well, he has to save his spy friend from... terrorists! Wow, these must be the worst terrorists ever if no one sees the monkey or hear him making noises. Then again, terrorists in family films tend to be severely downplayed for obvious reasons. Well, there's his partner. What was he doing out here to begin with? Oh, a missile. Wait, how'd they get that?
Mr. Muggins, so nice of you to drop in.
Now that's the kind of acting I want to see. Bad, but laughable.
Launch and detonate as the world leaders are meeting for their peace summit.
Now here's something you'll notice a lot. Rapid use of slow motion to give you the idea that he's actually moving fast, because obviously a real chimp cannot react that quickly. But for the sake of the movie, they have to convince us somehow. Then again, I wonder what spy agency would hire a monkey to do a human's job. What's next? Gerbils? Oh good, the terrorists have machine guns. Going to use them anytime soon? No? You're just gonna ride after them without taking a shot? Hell, they even take it to the air and they still seem close enough to shoot them. Why aren't you firing off your weapons? Oh great, the charge they set up blew up the missile. You guys truly are the worst. Go stand in the corner with the desert pirates from Cinderella 3D, you miserable failures. Mike Muggins, played by Chris Potter, says that he's going to retire so he could live with his wife and daughter, who may or may not know of his spy job, and promises to leave Minky in a place where he'd be safe. Where is that? A circus. Yep. And apparently he's been at it for 10 years since the last job. That's about as wasteful of his talents since Ed going from super baseball player to being a baseball mascot. Anyway, we meet Mike's daughter after all these years, Amelia, played by a younger Emma Roberts, who has just created an oxygen iodide laser drill and is planning to show off to some scientists for a big award. Also, it seems Mom died in those 10 years, so of course, Mike's going to be an imperfect father whose daughter doesn't believe in his spy stories anymore. She'll have to though, because Dr. Evil here is planning something evil for his master. Meanwhile, we see that Minky got to keep his spy tech, because I doubt a circus would have a jetpack fast enough to let him go around the entire world and back in less time it takes for the ringleader to introduce him. Seriously, that's what happens.
The amazing Minky!
Hey, gotta have fake outs some of the time, right? Oh, and I kinda lied about Louie doing his own stunts. for they do resort to standard green screen and fast motion effects to do the more complicated acts, as well as save a guy from falling to his death as fast as Robodog could. Even here, a monkey can break the laws of physics. Anyway, we see Amelia at the award ceremony, who ends up meeting Dr. Robert Farley, played by Robert Kind, who, after giving her the award and seeing her drill in action, seems to show signs that he might be a bad guy.
Will the physics of your prototype translate perfectly to an industrial application 100 times its present size?
It would be very expensive to build in real life, but yes, it should work just as I described.
Oh, I can't wait to see it in action one day.
I mean, why would he ask that after hearing that the thing can turn rock and soil into a gas compound? He's just making it obvious at this point. He also uses a pen to get footage of Mike, for reasons we'll see later, but otherwise we get a confirmation that Mom is dead. They miss her, and Minky misses being with Mike. Then again, why did Mike choose for Minky to be a circus star, instead of just letting him keep being an agent? Doesn't the chimp get to have a say in things? Oh, but then again, apparently the agency decided to disband after that last job. No reason, other than their star agents left. What else is there to say? Anyway, as Farley said, Amelia gets to go to work with him for a day. And surprise, he already built the industrial scale model of her drill. In a fortnight? And she doesn't find this suspicious? Or the fact that he claims her father said it was okay for her to go to Japan, hence why the recorded footage. Or the fact they're going there in a high-tech ship. Does nothing about this seem suspicious to you?
I told you she'd be putty in her hands. She never has to know anything is wrong.
What'd you expect? She's just a kid.
Okay, this is a case where the adults are actually competent, while the kid is the dumbass. Granted, the kid is supposed to be a prodigy, so she should be smart enough to realize she's being used, but otherwise I'm rather stunned that we have semi-competent spy villains in a kid's movie. Or they could be dumb, seeing as they hand Mike a package that tells them what he did.
I've taken Amelia out of the country so you will not be able to reach her. She'll be helping me with a top-secret project. Do not call the police, for I promise I shall have her returned unharmed in approximately 1 week. If you do contact anyone, you will never see your daughter again.
Now, I'm okay with him being the villain who doesn't harm his hostages and promise to return them, but why would you send this at all? That's just telling them, hey, I got your daughter, come and get me.
Hey, it's Edith. Mike's come out of retirement, so I could really use some help setting up here.
Wait, so are you not actually government owned? Like, what the hell is this group? Whatever, they get everyone back, including Minky, and he even brought his semi-lame circus friends.
I managed to wrangle up some new gadgets from some of our old contacts. This is the standard issue agency laser pen. It will eat through all known metals. And those are the newest glasses on the spy market. They have several viewing options. And if I do say so myself.
Ha ha ha! They have smaller brains than a monkey. Okay, he's a primate by this movie standards. Usually it's just funnier to say monkey, but if this movie cares enough to call him by that, then I'll do it too. Otherwise, it's usually monkey I go with. So as the two set off, while being followed, again, how are they good spies exactly? Edith tells the story of how Minky came to be.
Mike was working for the agency, a secret underground spy network. The agency was experimenting with a new program called Project Spymate, which was training primates to become agents. The plan was to combine human agents with the power and agility of a higher primate to create an unstoppable team.
1. Why would you want to do that with an ape? In what situation would an ape be fitting for spy work? 2. Your snorting is really annoying and I want Susan Cooper to punch you in the face. So then they decided against using him at first, until Russian spies tried to get him and holy crap, they even brought in the wires! They're stepping up on their spy stuff for this kid's film. So yeah, Minky's competent enough where he would make a reliable partner, even if he does seem like a niche weapon. So how does this compare to other spy animals? Well, hard to say. With cats and dogs, they were independent from humans, and until I get to G-Force, it's not like I have anything else to compare. All I can say is, this movie's way of bringing one in is silly, but could work for a kid's movie while possibly being plausible in certain situations, but doesn't really justify the crappy agency we do get. Anyway, they're heading to Jamaica first because they believe Dr. Amore, played by Musette Alvander, is there since she didn't show up at the award ceremony and might know something about Farley. Hugo follows them, because again, the one spy agency in the world was easy to find, and of course plays a game of hide and don't notice me.
Starting to feel the love.
Oh, just bribe him with Cheetos. That's what this one guy did. Minky goes off to substitute for Dunstan at the end of Dunstan Checks In, while Mike finds Amore, in a suit that might be a little too revealing for this children's movie.
My daughter's been kidnapped, and I need to talk to you about your partner, Dr. Farley.
Oh, I'm so sorry. But Dr. Farley is not my partner anymore.
He's not?
No, Mr. McGinnis. Dr. Farley and I had a serious disagreement and we no longer work together.
Gee, I wonder why.
Jamaica.
That guy got hit in the head with a coconut!
Seriously, how has Amelia not figured out she's been kidnapped at this point? She's smart enough to build an iodide drill, yet she hasn't figured out the obvious? It's been like a day. I think you can let her figure it out now. I mean, how did they make the drills that fast? And why do they need you to fix the calculations? Speaking of his plans though, Amore apparently left Farley because of his plans to harness the energy from one of Japan's volcanoes, but it'd be too dangerous as there's a chance all of Japan will explode. But enough of that, time for some chimp shenanigans.
Hey, Sleeping Beauty, wake up, man. Huh? It's time to get down to the rhythm of the islands. You got no chance, cause this tune can't dance!
Ugh, no matter what you call it, it'll always be monkey madness. Anyway, Amore agrees to help the two and they head on over to Tokyo. The circus friends get involved too, and...
I so love to be a spy! Fly the spy!
Is there any point to them being here? Like, at all? They just seem really annoying. Also, Lightning looks way too much like Quicksilver. Seriously, he does. Poor Amelia still hasn't realized she's being tricked, even as her fake father tells her to suck it up. Yeah, that's totally in character of your father. And of course, more shenanigans. What is the point of that? He already bowed once. So while they're in Japan, the circus friends invade Farley's residence in Montana. Surprisingly to no one, none of the guards use their guns.
If I could save time in a bottle, the first thing that I'd like to do.
Meanwhile, Farley is in a board meeting with other businessmen, it seems, who will never show up in the rest of the movie, and they seem to doubt him at this point. He gets a call from Hugo, who tells him he recognized Minky from the Spymate program. Somehow.
Monkey and the father are ex-spies.
Wait, so then they never knew they were spies? Here I thought they were that good in being able to track him down, but apparently even former spies forget how to act like spies and not leave any tracks. The next day, Minky ends up leaving Mike and Amore to go after Hugo by leading him into a chase with a skateboard. You know what's interesting about this? This is a movie that uses the same kind of green screen and obvious special effect work as any of the Air Buddies films, Yet, I'm surprised their budget allows them to shoot in Japan and have Japanese extras. I'm just so used to them cheesing it that I sometimes underestimate what you can get on a good budget. So anyway, the circus friends were able to get Farley's address for Japan, thus they relay it to Edith to relay to Mikey. Farley, of course, is already heading out with Amelia, just as Mike takes a waiter's suit that will still make him stand out because he's American. And everyone here is Japanese. It somehow works though. He got Minky inside at least. He makes it just as the helicopter is taking off, which he'll ride to the secret lair with. Well, partway. I guess he knew he'd be spotted if he kept on. As Amelia gets settled in, Farley starts getting impatient with her, constantly asking for Dr. Amor. Like she really likes to meet her, even though we barely have a grasp of her as a character. Seriously, she hasn't really done much of anything. I almost expected her to be a villain herself, but so far, she's just dead weight. Now for the really weird part. Minky apparently either miscalculated how he fall, or he didn't think this through enough, so he ends up getting rescued by the late Pat Morita, playing an old ninja named Kiro, who takes him to his secret lair to heal him. But listen to this dialogue.
Minky-san, I know why you have come here. You have come to save the girl, but you will also be saving all of Japan.
So why does he know his name? Why does he know what his mission is? Or that it would save Japan? Who are you, strange old man? And they end up training him. Why? There's no reason to do this. There's no one that Minky can't beat. Hugo might seem intimidating, but he's proven to be a complete dolt. Easy to foil. All this does is pad out the runtime. This subplot doesn't need to be here. It's pointless. Oh, and it's only now that Amelia starts getting suspicious. She figured out the problem with the drill, and after confronting Farley to talk to her father about it, who by this point gets captured by Hugo, they go through another fake conversation. After we see her watching Ghost in the Shell? What?
Something weird is going on here.
Miss Mug... Amelia, you've always had an active imagination. Just fix the drill so you can come home, honey.
Oh, Dad?
Yeah?
Sorry I complained about the burnt toast the other morning.
Don't worry, sweetie. We all hate to eat burnt toast. Now get back to work and make us all proud.
We all hate to eat burnt toast?
Seriously, we're close to an hour in, and it's now she realizes the truth. Better late than never, I suppose. So yeah, fake office, fake mask, with a bad effect earlier, and she decides to try and get away. She does make up for the fact she was oblivious the whole time by setting up a hacking device, but still dumb enough to not realize the fences can be electric. Well, I guess one reason they included ninjas was to have an army later? Whatever, everyone starts to converge into the same location with the drill and everything. Farley is still in disbelief that his plan would cause an explosion, meaning he really was just using this to become famous. But he's still a greedy idiot whose plan will ultimately fail because of a single chimp.
何してるんだよやめろなんだよ
The world's greatest mixture of Spyman and primate, everybody. So apparently, the reason the drill wasn't working was that there wasn't anything to stop the chemicals from overheating, so they used something to get it to work. Well, now he can get that energy he wanted. Time to let everyone go home?
Hugo, we've got it. You can dispose of her father. And the soon-to-be late great scientist.
Consider it done.
Oh, so now you want to kill people? Well, that will go over well with Amelia when she finds out you killed her own father. But don't worry, Minky saves them. They come up with some kind of plan, so Amor decides to fake her way back to Farley's side. Also, they can do this.
The monkey's got a gun!
Huh?
Fine, man. That'll be quite enough of that.
Nobody messes with my daughter. Here we go, partner. You watch my back, I'll watch yours.
Ah, of course! Because no way Minky can't handle any of these guys on his own. Yeah, I still don't believe they needed the ninjas. Minky is freaking invincible for all I know. This is just overkill. Also, how are the guards more efficient in combat than a highly trained ninja? Seriously, all the generic ninjas are shown getting their asses kicked. How does that happen? Oh, but then again, Mr. Pat wax on, wax off Morita couldn't even handle a Spymate after claiming he'd unlock a hidden power in him. Well, they can't stop it, but they can get rid of the band, keeping it from overheating, which will actually make the thing explode eventually, leaving them enough time to escape and leaving Farley and all the unconscious guards to die. The only one to get out is Hugo, who chases the group again just as an avalanche occurs due to the earlier explosion. Not to worry though, the monkey has a gun and even now refuses to take his medication, thus leaving us with the highest kill count in a children's film since Land Before Time 7.
I want you to meet my daughter. This is Amelia.
Dad, we already met.
Right.
Dr. Moore!
No, please. Call me Claudette, huh?
Claudette. Wow.
I guess I owe you another one, pal. Yes, I really am.
Spymate, you read me? Spymate?
This is the president.
Oh, so they are government owned. Well, that makes even less sense because I would expect better from America's finest. And so the film ends with Minky getting another assignment and prepares to snowboard away to take on whatever comes his way. Well, that was pretty dumb, but honestly, it was kind of fun. And I never thought I'd say that for a monkey movie. It has the typical antics of when a monkey is on stage and they do silly things, though they do make him seem competent with the stunt work on occasion. There's definitely a lot going on, and for a kids movie, well, it's better than some of the crap we've seen lately. Of course, it's still filled with effects that seem easy and cheap to do, characters who aren't that bright, as well as some who shouldn't even exist. Like, this is a seriously cheesy movie, bar none. Sadly, it's the best Robert Vince movie so far, partly because I laughed more at this than I did with his Air Buddies films. Plus, they did more with their concept of a spy animal film. Hell, they even killed people in the end. Usually they find a way to leave them alive, but no! We never see Farley or his guards ever again. So for all we know, they died in the explosion and or the avalanche. So in the end, as far as a children's film with a decent budget is concerned, it's not too bad, but it's not something I would recommend. There are plenty of better films for children out there, but if I had to choose between this, Robodog, or any of the doggone films, I'd say Spymate's the way to go. I'm the media hunter. Media's my prey, and reviewing them my way.